This morning, I'm in Ellensburg. I'm with Johnny Boitano. He's the owner of Trout Water, which is a fly shop, guide service, even fishing travel service, and also they have a shop in Cle Elum as well. And I have fished the Yakima River with your partner Jim up there at the shop, Jim Gallagher, a couple of years ago. And I met Johnny at the Pasco show, and now he's invited me down for some early spring fishing on the Yakima River, which I think a lot of people don't realize that as we come out of the real severe winter, we can have some of the best trout fishing you'll find anywhere in this region at this time of year.
That's correct. We see some incredible fishing. This last week we've had some outstanding fishing. The squallas are going ballistic. We're starting to see some March Browns pop. We're starting to see some blue wings pop. Yesterday though, we did have a big snowstorm that came through. Today it's nice and bright and sunny. It's going to be exciting to see what we're going to catch today.
What a change. You know, that's so typical of this time of year. Yesterday I was on the Okanagan River in a blinding snowstorm, and it was brutal running back to the launch in an open jet sled. And today we've got sunny skies. It's going to be beautiful on the river. I can't wait to get out there with my camera and shoot. Just, you know, the Yakima is a very scenic canyon too.
Well, I think today we're going to try to hide and get out of the wind, and we're going to go into kind of what we call the farmlands, which you'll like. We have to push our boat over a log jam, which you're used to.
That's
doing
right.
the jam thing. And so I think we're going to try to duck out of the wind and go in there today. So
well,
something a little different. Change the plans.
What a great, great opportunity to see another stretch of the Yakima too. Now, Johnny, this shop, how long have you been open here in Ellensburg?
This shop's been open for almost 2 years now.
Right.
Yeah.
And the shop in Cle Elum even longer.
Yeah, it's been like 9 years up there.
Yes, and that's in a beautiful old historic building and all that. This shop is really convenient. I mean, it's just right off I-90.
Yeah, you're a mile right off I-90. You know, kind of your last minute destination shop. We got flies, leader tippet, waders, you know, some last minute gear. We run a lot of guides out of here also. For our guide service, it makes it nice because when we're fishing up in Cle Elum, we can meet at our Cle Elum shop, and when we're fishing down low, we can meet down here. It makes it nice and convenient for us.
Exactly. Now, also, the Yakima River, although you guys are experts on it, the whole length from the upper to the lower, there are other waters that you do regularly fish with your guide service too.
Yeah, so like right now, Jim's actually in the Grand Ron fishing for steelhead, and he's enjoying that. In the fall, we fish the Methow, the Klickitat. In the summer, we fish the Natchez River.
Oh, the Natchez.
Yeah, that one's starting to get a little bit more popularity on it, but it's a fun river to fish.
Beautiful stream.
Yeah.
Beautiful stream. I had the opportunity to fish the Grand Ron this last fall. That's another gorgeous trip. I think I could float that stream and not even put a rod out.
The canyon's pretty impressive down there.
It's very impressive.
Yeah.
Now also, I know that to the shop in Cle Elum, I know Jim offers a trip in the winter down to Mexico.
Yeah, so we all kind of host trips. Our other partner, Ted Trulio, him and I put trips down to Ascension Bay. We spent 2 weeks down there, and then Jim hosts trips down to Ixtlac, which is just south of that, right by the border of Belize and Mexico.
Okay.
And he just got back from that trip, and he had some fun.
Oh,
and he's tan.
That is fabulous. You know, that I've fished Belize, and you know, so bonefish, tarpon, permit, is that your target species?
That's our target species, yeah.
Oh yeah, I tell you, right about February, I definitely want to be somewhere else in Ascension Bay, and that region is very attractive. But we are blessed here in Central Washington. We have some of the best fishing within 90 miles of any location. I mean, even here from Ellensburg or Wenatchee, there are so many great fishing
opportunities. There's a lot of opportunities around here, definitely.
Yeah, now, and let me ask you, if someone was in Seattle and they were fairly new at this but wanted to experience fly fishing, can they come over here and you just take care of them from head to toe?
That's correct. All we ask for people is show up with a fishing license and a good attitude, and we take care of the rest. We offer full day trips, which are 8-hour plus days, half days, which are usually 4 to 6 hours. So, you know, if people are not up for the full day, you know, there's a half day opportunity, and most of the people want to do a full day. They want to get the whole fishing experience in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited about the opportunity to get a fishing experience in with the gang here at Trout Water. They've even arranged to have another boat to come down with us, so we're going to have lots of great opportunities to see what kind of fishing is available to people here on the Yakima River in the very early spring.
Dress warm.
That's right, Johnny. Boy, it's going to be fun.
Honey, you are not gonna believe this. I bought Pepsi Next.
What's Pepsi Next?
It's the new cola from Pepsi. It's got real cola taste, but 60% less sugar.
Real cola taste. 60% less sugar.
Yeah. I know.
It's unbelievable.
But this is the most impressive thing I've ever experienced in my entire life.
Oh, definitely. Let me get a camera. I've never had anything like it. My parents are gonna flip.
Yeah, they're gonna be so proud.
Introducing Pepsi Next. Drink it to believe it.
Are you getting this, honey? It's going viral.
This is Dave Graybill, the Fishin Magician, and when I fish the Upper Columbia and the Madhow Rivers for steelhead, I stay at the Lake Pateros Inn. I can tie my boat right up out front and be minutes from the action. The famous Miller Hole on the Madhow is less than 2 miles away. The rooms are comfortable and surprisingly affordable, and I'll be making the Lake Pateros Inn my base camp. To learn how to book your room at the Lake Pateros Inn, log on to lakepaterosmotorin.com or call 866-444-1985.
Your town Ford is kicking off the season with the best deals of the year. It's the Built Ford Tough Truck event. Great power and amazing fuel economy means no compromises. And that's what you get in a truck built Ford Tough, like the Ford F-150 with a powerful and efficient EcoBoost engine. The power you want and the economy you need. Or Ford Super Duty with its amazing 6.7-liter Power Stroke turbo diesel. If you're looking for power, payload, towing economy, your town Ford's got the truck for you. Head to your town Ford in East Wenatchee.
Hey, Johnny, why don't you walk me through what you're tying up there?
So what we're doing is we're setting up just kind of a basic nymph setup. With the water temperature being a little bit colder than this morning, we're going to go a little bit deeper. We're not going to run a lot of weight. We're just going to go longer on our setup because we want those flies to float natural in the water right now. We got a lot of squallas coming off. Probably one of the best seasons I've seen in a long time of mountain squallas. And then I'm going to have a little trailer, and all I'm running is a little patch stone, which is a real common fly anymore, for my squallow stone. And then I'm going to run about 16 to 18 inches back. I'm going to run a little flashback pheasant tail. We're going to kind of start out in the meat and potatoes to see what the day's going to bring us. Every day's a new day. Every day's new. Weather changes, fishing changes, so we're going to start with the basics and then go from there. Early in the morning still, we're waiting for this water temperature to warm up. It'll warm up quick with the sun on it.
It's fun watching that big thingy bob drift down there and then disappear. That's what we're looking for.
Yeah, hopefully some dry fly fishing today. That would be the bonus. I think we got a spot coming up right around the corner.
All right.
Oh, go pro!
Go pro. Is your GoPro on? Uh-huh.
All right, Jason.
Go.
They ate the bug.
Ate the bug. Big old
Whitefish. Hey.
Maybe I had both of them.
Yeah. I don't think so.
Oh, he ate the worm.
I think he spit the stone and ate.
Oh, you do?
Hey,
Well,
whitefish, they pull.
Hey, whitefish, you know, on a slow day, you enjoy the little whitey.
Yeah, no
On
kidding.
any day. Come on now.
Good fish.
Put him back in, let him get a little bit bigger.
That wasn't a bad little spot, though.
No, just gotta break the ice, watch those bobbers.
That indicator went down, and it looks like rainbow. Good job, Jason.
Want me to step out, Jason, on this one? You got it. More?
Look at that fatty.
It's a big cutthroat.
It is a
That's
cutthroat.
A big cutthroat. We don't see cutthroat like this down here very often.
Look at that. Jason, my goodness,
Nice
that's a
fish,
good
yeah.
fish.
Felt, yeah, when that rod flexed, the 6-weight. And it was.
He ate that worm. I'm gonna give him a little drink here while I'm trying to get this one back.
Yeah. Gorgeous fish.
You ready to hold, Jace?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Let's show that one
Show
off.
that one off. Here we go. It's a fat cutthroat.
Here, angle it to the side. There we go.
Look at that fish. Very nice. Okay. Now, we got a couple of fish on worm here earlier too. We've been fishing the Golden Stone.
Squallow stone.
Squallow stones.
Yeah.
I'm glad you corrected me on that. That's important on the Yakima. But then we also got some fish on a worm suspended below that.
That's correct. And so we're fishing just a worm. These are kind of a home brew that we've been tying. There's hundreds of different versions of San Juan worms. But this is kind of the one that's been working this year. Every year it changes up a little bit. We're not saying that this is the only worm that works. You know, pink and red and lots of different colors will work. So just because we're fishing that one doesn't mean you shouldn't try another one.
Right? And
But
I
you can
noticed,
try that one.
and Jason just walked over, rolled over a couple of rocks and found a worm, as well as a few squallows, both in the nymph form and one already hatched. So it's starting to happen here this
Starting to
spring
happen.
on the Yakima.
It's going.
Boy, there was no hesitation on that guy. That indicator went down, didn't it?
Yeah, when you get yelled at enough, you can set that hook. I think they're liking your stone now, dude. Oh, no. They're liking that worm today. I think we're going to have to stick with the worms.
It's got plenty of fight. Been line a couple of times.
I like it. There we go. Ooh, that's a fat fish.
Nice.
Another fatty.
There we go. I'm going to give him a little drink.
Yeah.
You ready? And here we go.
Another very pretty fish. Jason, you're really doing it today. That is great.
Here we go. Nice one.
Jason does it again.
There we go. Back 80 fish.
Yeah, they like this water today.
Stone.
Another one.
50-50, huh? 50-50.
That one took the stonefly or the worm?
Took that stone.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Stone's working too.
My new bug's working.
Want a picture of that one there, Dave? Show another pile. Oh, come on, come on.
No one is happy about having to repair a vehicle after an accident. However, I was very happy when I chose First Choice Collision Center when I needed this service. I can't say enough about how they treated me. Fast and friendly just doesn't say enough. They have amazing technology to make a damaged vehicle look like new. At First Choice Collision Center, you can expect modern service with old-fashioned values. That was my experience, and I'm sure it will be yours too.
No matter where anglers are heading, whether it's Banks Lake, Lake Roosevelt, or Rufus Woods Reservoir, they all make the same stop. That's at Big Wally's in Coulee City. Here they find everything they need for a successful day on the water: fuel, ice, a tackle shop, and people who know what they're selling behind the counter, state and tribal licenses, even a hot breakfast or lunch. When you're on the go, don't forget to stop at Big Wally's and visit their website at bigwallysfishing.com.
Hooked on Toys!
Anglers are shifting gears and focusing on our popular winter fisheries with Rufus Woods Reservoir at the top of the list. Whether you're after big triploid rainbow from a boat or the shore, Hooked on Toys in Wenatchee has everything you need to do battle with these prized trout. From power bait to trolling lures, Hooked on Toys has the biggest selection you'll find anywhere. Stock up for winter fishing fun at Hooked on Toys in Wenatchee, located at 1444 North Wenatchee Avenue or online at hookedontoys.com.
Hooked on Toys!
What do you got there, Dave?
Well, it's something bigger than I expected. And I have to give this one all to Johnny for getting my attention when I can't remember what I was looking at. But
We're going to try to keep them in the soft water. That's a big steelhead.
you know, we thought we were just saying we got rods because we were in such a great hole. And then look at this. Oh my
Big
goodness.
old wild steelhead.
Holy cow.
Tell me if we're going to have to chase. I'll jump back in.
Well, just water.
I love this slot. We don't have another soft slot till we get down a ways is the problem.
Yeah.
It's a nice, deep, soft water slot.
I can keep them on film.
Yeah. You've fought one or two steelhead, haven't you? I mean, weren't you
Not
fishing
on-
yesterday?
On a 5-weight?
Not on a 5-weight rod. Just keep sneaking down.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. Not a bad idea.
Okay, brace you guys. I'm hopping back in. Okay, here we go. Get ready to reel down on them.
So,
He's coming back. And there he goes.
It hasn't been too bad. I mean, it wasn't even in. I was just getting into my back.
Yeah.
Not too far down.
you want to let me hop out, or what do you think?
No, I don't want you to hop out because we might go the other side with this. What I might do is, if we get in here, I'm going to land them right at there's boat launch. Oh, we got leader? Okay, I'm just going to lay this guy out a little bit longer here. Try to get just below here. It's probably going to spook here, Dave, just because I'm going to slam my boat against a rock here. So just be ready. And if he doesn't take off, is he still with us?
Oh, yeah.
He's all spun in there later now. Shoot. Yep, he's spun. Okay, we're just going to land this one out of the boat. So I'm going to pull up anchor. We're just going to reel down on him.
We don't want to pass up too much of the water.
What's that?
We don't want to pass up too much of the good trout
Oh,
water.
we got plenty of trout water. We got plenty of water.
Oh, Johnny.
I have to tell you, this is pretty exciting stuff. This is the last thing I expected today.
This time of year, you get a few.
Yeah?
That's what's cool. You know, we only get a couple hundred up in Nova Rosa, but you accidentally hook into a few every once in a
How
while.
about that? Here I was waiting for him.
Johnny.
I'll keep up with you.
Now I'm going to try to just push it down. We're going to land this one right out of the boat on the move for a second. Oh, there you go. It's fine now.
Keep blowing and then
Yeah, that's
catch him
fine.
on the fly. These guys, they like to be in control, don't they?
You only have 4X, just FYI.
Oh yeah, that's right. He doesn't like you, Johnny.
No, he doesn't like the smell of us here.
That fills the net.
I'd say. Hey, that was something.
There's a double thumbs up right
How
there.
about that?
Should we get out and get a picture of them in the water there?
Sure. You can always
And,
just
and
capture.
I might take one with my camera. Oh,
There's something to get hung up on. I'll do it.
and let's try to keep them in the water.
Oh yeah.
You know the rules.
Wow, that is a good looking fish. That's he's bigger than I thought. You don't often hear a fisherman say that, man.
Hang on 1 second, let me get my camera.
How about that, Jason?
There we go. That's a beautiful sight.
Not yet.
That's a beautiful sight.
I
Nice
love that.
fish. Getting some oxygen.
What a
Little-
thrill, you guys. You two brothers made my day. I'll tell you.
Very nice.
You get it? One more. Try the roof. Ah!
Hey, how about that? How about that?
Oh, that's okay. Nice
Little
work.
high fives.
5-weight rod, huh? No. You guys,
Not too shabby.
that was something.
That-
Well, I mean,
great.
if you're gonna miss the fish and just hook those ones, I mean, that's not too
That's
bad.
okay. That's okay. I'll do that all day.
Oh,
Thanks
boy.
again, John.
Nice
What a
work.
thrill.
Good job on fighting that fish.
So you're applying a little magic marker to the
Yeah.
tail
we're
end of that fly.
just darken it up a little bit. That way you can kind of cheat and use one fly for multiple different patterns. By just changing the color a little bit instead of having to tie a whole bunch. You can tie a whole bunch of just one color.
Right.
Make them work for what you need that day.
The goal of battery systems is to provide the best products combined with the most efficient service at competitive prices. I've found their people live up to this, so don't buy anything without talking to them. You should make their batteries and accessories your choice to power your vehicles and boats. This is Dave Graybill, and I choose battery systems to keep me running onshore and on the water. To find a battery systems product expert in a location near you, log on to batterysystems.net.
Boating is something the whole family can enjoy, and it's surprising how affordable a new boat can be from Bob File Boats and Motors. Stop in today and take a look at the largest selection of boats in North Central Washington, including top names, Bayliner and Tahoe. Bob File Boats and Motors can help you find that boat that fits your needs. And whether it's for fishing or just a ride on the water, you can be sure your new boat will provide hours of fun for years to come. Visit the boating experts today. Bob File Boats and Motors on the Sunset Highway in East Wenatchee, the place to buy a boat.
Well, Johnny, we're having a pretty good day here in the Yakima. We've got whitefish, beautiful cutthroat, and even a steelhead, which was quite a surprise.
Yeah, it's not such a surprise this time of year. You know, there are a couple hundred fish that come over Rosa to come up and do their spawning up here. And so, you know, springtime, February, March time frame, you know, every once in a while we hook into one. It's always exciting with a 5-weight.
Yes, it can happen. It happened today. That was just great. Now, like you say, a 5-weight. Now, that's what I came prepared for, is to fish for trout today. And on the Yakima now, people should realize that there are some pretty big rainbow in this stream, but a 5-weight can still put you right about in the wheelhouse for what people want to gear up to fish the Yakima.
Yeah, that's correct. And when people ask us all the time, you know, hey, what rod do we want to bring? We always recommend, you know, a 4-weight, 5-weight, 6-weight, somewhere in that range.
Yes.
Now, throughout the year, we'll kind of change that up. A lot of it depends on the stiffness of your rod, okay? So
Yeah.
this time of year, you know, we're fishing a lot of little tiny bugs. And so you don't want a really fast action rod for that, because once you're hooking fish, you want that rod to be able to flex to keep that fly in its mouth. If you're running a real fast action rod, even if it's a 4-weight, a lot of times you have a tendency to pop those little tiny flies out of it. So, you know, 4-weights, 5-weights, 6-weights, it doesn't matter as long as, you know, you got one kind of a stiff rod. So if it is windy, you're throwing big bugs, you can get those flies to turn over. Or if it's not windy and you're fishing tiny little bugs, you can run kind of a softer action rod
Gotcha.
on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your 4-weights are going to be anywhere from 7 to 7.5 feet, and then at the top end, your 5-weights are going to be like 9 feet.
Yeah, I would say honestly too, even on your 4-weights, you're going to want in that 8.5 to 9 foot range.
Okay.
Yeah, you get that little bit better leverage on it. You're going to get able to pick up more line quicker on it. 7.5 foot rods, even though you're standing in a boat and you're elevated out of the water, it's still a little bit slower because when you're doing slack line presentation, you're out there 20 feet, you got flies dangling down there, you only got 7 feet to bring in versus a 9 foot rod, that extra 2 feet help. Right. So that 9 foot range, even if it's a 4 or 5 foot or 4-weight, 5-weight, 6-weight rod.
Oh yeah, a longer rod is a definite advantage. Now, in these floating lines, a weight forward line is a pretty good universal line to use on the rivers in our area. Now, one of the things I should mention too, that I was having a little bit of trouble mending my line, picking it up off the water so I could get my line above my indicator and that sort of thing. So Johnny just brought it in and slicked it up with some floating, and it just changed everything.
It changes everything. Even when you're using a brand new fly line, throughout the day you're going to get little sogginess in that line. It's going to start sinking. It's always a good thing to kind of wipe it off with just a rag and put a little bit of floating on it. There's a lot of different fly line floatings out there. You can even use just the floating that you're using on your flies and just run it on there. That's going to keep your fly line more buoyant, and you're going to be quicker to that fly, setting that hook on it.
It was real obvious after you'd given it that slight treatment how much easier it was to get the line control I needed out there. And we've been switching back and forth. He's been using a lot of the squala stonefly patterns, and then also the droppers down beneath. And we haven't really talked a lot about what that bottom dropper was, what kind of pattern that is.
So, this time of year, and I think we talked about it earlier, we got a lot of midges coming off. We have a lot of different bloomings that are in the system. We have March Browns. And so March Brown nymphs are going to be a little bit bigger in that 12 to 14 size range. Your midges are going to be in the 18s and 20s. When the water temperature is cold, on a cold, cloudy day, a lot of times we're fishing a lot of small stuff. So don't be afraid to fish those 20s and 22s. A lot of people look at it and say, oh, I don't want to fish that small. It's always nicer to fish those bigger bugs, but the smaller ones,
sometimes that's
do
what
make
the majority of their diet is at that time.
Yeah, and so you probably can't see it on the camera, but a lot of these ones here on their 18s and 20s,
yes.
And then we move up to kind of lightning bugs, pheasant tails, as your bread and butter kind of bugs, they represent a lot of different insects in the river, So March Browns this time of year, a pheasant tail works just fine for it.
Okay.
A brassy for the midges and stuff like that works good. That's one of those meat and potatoes. You want to have that fly in your box. Blooming olives, a WD-40, in the 16, 18 range.
Yes.
That works well
Good
also.
standby patterns, yeah.
And then, a lot of times too, everybody likes fishing stones. This river is really well known for its pat stones. We fish a lot of pat stones out here. This time of year, we're fishing kind of size 10 range and 8 range. As the summer progresses, when we start seeing more golden stones and salmon flies in our summer stonefly hatch, then we get a fish a little bit bigger, your 4s and your 6s size range. Different colors. Right now we're using more of our olive brown, our tans, and then our browns. We're not using a lot of the black and brown ones. That's a little too dark, but I'm not saying it doesn't work, because there's some of us that this time of year fish a lot of that. So it's, try one.
Gotta
if it's not working, take it off, try another one.
And that's something Johnny has been busy today, constantly changing patterns, experimenting, always trying to find what's going to work, because there's fish.
There's fish in there.
There's fish in all these holes that we've stopped at. And we've been doing pretty good, pulling a fish or two out of each one, but there's times when you can, in one of the issues that we have this time of year in the early spring is yesterday it was snowing. Today we've got bright sunshine.
Like I was telling you this morning, you just never know what you're going to get. You got to mentally prepare for the worst and, work your tail off. And some days come true, and some days, you just got to work all day long for a couple fish.
That's right.
It's fun, though.
And you mentioned right now what kind of CFS are we talking about?
We're running right around 1,500 CFS in the farmlands here. which is, everybody asks what's normal. Well, in the springtime, we don't really truly have a normal because you're always getting it fluctuating. If I was to pick a normal, you're going to see right around that 1,400, 1,500 to 2,000 CFS. It's going to be a normal springtime flows. We will see the river spike a couple more times this year, because we do have a lot of snow up in the hills.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to see it up into 10,000 CFS. For us, once that CFS gets up about 5,500, it's a little unsafe to fish. You could go out and catch some fish, but the water's moving really quickly. A lot of trees are getting washed down.
Okay.
It's one of those kind of dangerous things. So when we see that river get to 5,500 CFS, even if there's kind of good clarity there, that's when we start, we're going to hold off, rest those elbows for a little bit.
Exactly, and I'm glad you mentioned that because the Yakima is a very floatable stream. It's a medium-sized river. Also, it's the stretch that we've been through today, there aren't a lot of hazards. But if you were ever going to come over and really wanted to try the Yakima, I always recommend that you do a float first with one of the guides in the area so that you know where the hazards are. And because they change every year.
They change daily. Just the other day I was floating through here in the farmlands and the trees, the log jam, which is just downstream from us, was wide open. Come around the corner, here's a brand new cottonwood right over the edge. So you just got to be aware, especially in the farmlands. As far as floating by yourself, the lower canyon is going to be one of the safest zones to go. It's wide open. You don't got a lot of side channels. It's pretty easy to float on your own.
Right. And there, when I think of the Yakima, I think of about 3 sections. I think of the upper river up near Cle Elum, and then this I consider part of the midsection. Actually, we're above the canyon. And that takes in, this would be the midsection of the river, I'm sorry. And then I consider the canyon, the lower section. However, there's still a lot more Yakima River.
Oh, there's tons of river. So from Rosa Dam all the way up to Easton, there's about roughly 80 miles of catch and release. And that's kind of what they consider the Blue Ribbon Trout Stream. Granted, there's another 100 miles or so from Rosa Dam all the way where it dumps into the Columbia. But as far as when people are talking about the Yakima, that's kind of the zone that they're, talking
Exactly.
about.
And it's interesting too, in just fairly recent years, about 5 years ago, the river below Rosa Dam opened to spring salmon fishing, and it's been very good. The steelhead returns are on the increase, and as Johnny mentioned, there's a couple hundred make it up over the dam now. And there's some great bass fishing also in the lower Yakima River that I've yet to try yet, but can be really fun on flies. But we're kind of in the heart of the Yakima River country for fly fishing right now. And this is my first time in what you call the farmlands. And it's really a beautiful stretch of river. And, lots of great fish and water, a lot of variety of water from the eddies to the riffles and drifts. And it's just a very impressive stretch of river. I'm very glad to be able to finally get on this.
Honey, you are not gonna believe this. I bought Pepsi Next.
What's Pepsi Next?
It's the new cola from Pepsi. It's got real cola taste, but 60% less sugar.
Real cola taste, 60% less sugar.
Yeah. I know.
It's unbelievable.
But this is the most impressive thing I've ever experienced in my entire life.
Oh, definitely. Let me get the camera. I've never had anything like it. My parents are gonna flip.
Yeah, they're gonna be so proud.
Introducing Pepsi Next. Drink it to believe it.
Are you getting this, honey? It's going viral.
This is Dave Graybill, the Fishin Magician, and when I fish the Upper Columbia and the Madhow Rivers for Steelhead, I stay at the Lake Pateros Inn. I can tie my boat right up out front and be minutes from the action. The famous Miller Hole on the Madhow is less than 2 miles away. The rooms are comfortable and surprisingly affordable, and I'll be making the Lake Pateros Inn my base camp. To learn how to book your room at the Lake Pateros Inn, log on to lakepaterosmotorin.com or call 866-444-1985.
Your town Ford is kicking off the season with the best deals of the year. It's the Built Ford Tough Truck Event. Great power and amazing fuel economy means no compromises. And that's what you get in a truck built Ford Tough, like the Ford F-150 with a powerful and efficient EcoBoost engine. The power you want and the economy you need. Or Ford Super Duty with its amazing 6.7-liter Power Stroke turbo diesel. If you're looking for power, payload, towing economy, your town Ford's got the truck for you. Head to your town Ford in East Wenatchee.
All right, another fish here, a little further downstream. Looks like another nice rainbow. Oh yeah, look at that guy.
Jason's new stone.
Oh boy.
Jason was just experimenting with the new stonefly pattern. That's what the second fish you got on it, isn't it?
I think it's the third.
Third. Woohoo!
Yeah,
That
not too
one's
shabby.
spinning. Stop spinning. Come on, Trout. I'll give you a breather here. Quick look.
Oh yeah, that's
This one
another
got a little
pretty.
spun up in the line.
This is just one of the things that floating the river regularly teaches you. This is one of the things they deal with. Just starting to snow a little bit here too today.
Pull down on it. Pull down on it.
And away we go.
Good.
Gonna make a couple casts here. Good looking hole. There he goes. Fish on, just like that. Pretty place. Look at that. That's a nice fish. Woo! Good fish. Wow. So that's how it's
I like
done.
it. Yeah, little hook set.
Oh, good fish.
All right.
Hey, how about that?
Getting that hook set down. You're getting that hook set
I
down.
think I'm learning. It took a while to get me
Yeah,
warmed
getting the
up.
cobwebs
I
off. You
guess
know,
so.
nothing wrong
It's been
with
a
that.
while since I've had the fly rod in my hand, so look at that.
Hey, there we go. Another nice fish. Oh, and he popped out. You want a picture of that one?
Settle down. Real quick.
He's not gonna want
He's,
to go. Let's let this one.
We're gonna let him go.
Here
Right
we
back
go.
in the river. Beautiful.
And there he goes. Nice 16-inch Yakima bow.
Very nice. He's coming through. Coming
Hey,
through.
you guys, Boitano brothers, showing me how. Look at that. The next cast, Jason hooks up. Same hole. Not bad.
Not bad. I think this one's a little bit smaller though.
What's wrong with that?
Oh yeah.
Sorry, Dave.
Another beautiful Yakima River rainbow.
Well, we're getting down to its average size here. Do a quick one in
Hey.
the net.
Good fish, Jason. Way to go, buddy.
Hey, thank you.
Man, Jason hooked another one right behind that big root ball. Good fish. He's way down below us. We're gonna have to see. We got some fast water here. See if we can even get him back up to the boat or not.
Jason can do it.
He can do it.
He can do it. If anybody can, he'll make it happen. Nice job. Way to use that tension.
Oh,
You almost had it. Tight enough. So a little trick, Dave.
No
Keep
way.
your rod tip way down in the water because then they feel a little bit more protected deep in the water and heavy current.
Right.
And then once you get good tension on it, then you use that current to lift it up like you were doing on that steelhead. You can do land fishing. So, water current.
Gotcha. Nice job.
Nice
Woohoo,
job,
there's
Chase.
another good one.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Another nice fat fish. We're just gonna
Another
give
dandy.
a quick picture in the net.
Yeah.
No one is happy about having to repair a vehicle after an accident. However, I was very happy when I chose First Choice Collision Center when I needed this service. I can't say enough about how they treated me. Fast and friendly just doesn't say enough. They have amazing technology to make a damaged vehicle look like new. At First Choice Collision Center, you can expect modern service with old-fashioned values. That was my experience, and I'm sure it will be yours too.
No matter where anglers are heading, whether it's Banks Lake, Lake Roosevelt, or Rufus Woods Reservoir, they all make the same stop. That's at Big Wally's in Coulee City. Here they find everything they need for a successful day on the water: fuel, ice, a tackle shop, and people who know what they're selling behind the counter, state and tribal licenses, even a hot breakfast or lunch. When you're on the go, don't forget to stop at Big Wally's and visit their website at bigwallysfishing.com.
Hooked on Toys!
Anglers are shifting gears and focusing on our popular winter fisheries with Rufus Woods Reservoir at the top of the list. Whether you're after big triploid rainbow from a boat or the shore, Hooked on Toys in Wenatchee has everything you need to do battle with these prized trout. From power bait to trolling lures, Hooked on Toys has the biggest selection you'll find anywhere. Stock up for winter fishing fun at Hooked on Toys in Wenatchee, located at 1444 North Wenatchee Avenue, or online at hookedontoys.com.
Hooked on Toys!
Whoa, that's putting a huge band in your rod, Jason.
Oh yeah, that's a big fish.
Oh, look at him running upstream. Oh my. Ooh, yeah. I gotta look at her.
Dave, sponsor tip.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come around you. Thank you.
They're getting out of. They're gonna fight this one from shore.
Oh, they got some nice fight.
That's a good fighting fish.
Oh my goodness.
It's a nice fish. I'm gonna make you go swimming. You're gonna pull a Brad Pitt on us.
I'm bowing, baby. I'm bowing to you. You're the boss. You're the boss.
Look at that, a squall is sitting right on the water, right there.
Oh yeah.
Just hanging out. It's a nice fish, Chase.
Oh
there's a
my.
nice rainbow. Holy cow.
That's a good one.
Beautiful fish.
Let me get my camera.
Yeah. Look at that. Very nice. Well, you knew that as soon as you hooked it, didn't you,
Oh,
Jason?
jeez, yeah.
You know, one of the things you talked about, Johnny, is the fact that you never get bored on the Yakima because it changes all the time throughout the season. You mentioned that, oh, this time of year you're running about 1,500 CFS, but that's going to start creeping up as the runoff begins.
As the runoff begins, and that's correct. So like the winter time's gonna when you see the lowest flows, you know, and in this section you're gonna see it down to, 800, 700 CFS. Once springtime kind of hits, March time frame, 1,500 CFS to 2,000 is kind of normal. As the runoff starts getting, you're gonna see blowouts throughout the year where it's gonna run up to about 10,000 CFS.
Wow.
Which is unfishable at that time.
Oh yeah.
I've told you earlier, once you get to around that 5,500 to 6,000 CFS, this river's out. Even though there's good clarity and stuff, it's moving.
Right.
It's a tight pack, it's moving, it's just not safe. And then once runoff stops, June time frame, they start opening up irrigation. So we see
Okay.
the river jump back up, and we're going to see it set from June 1st till the first part of September. You're going to see it at 4,400 to 4,500 on a normal snowpack year.
Sure.
And then, you know, when this fall hits again, then you're going to see that river drop back down into that 200, 2,000 to 1,000 CFS range, and then keep getting lower throughout the winter,
Right.
which is fun.
It is, and then your tactics, of course, are changing all the time along with that, along with the weather patterns from cold to warm and everything else. So today is a great example, I think, of what to expect on the river. Here we are in the very early spring, and catching beautiful cutthroat, whitefish, steelhead.
Big rainbows, don't forget those ones.
Don't forget them. I'm trying to forget about them because I've missed so many of them today. I tell you what, it's just been a great experience for me learning to set the hook again all over. And it's just an example of a beautiful stream here in the early spring produces just beautiful, big, healthy fish. And all, you know, everything. We've caught fish on dry flies, big squala dries, and of course the combination of the squala stone and a variety of nymphs below that. It's just been tremendous. And one of the things I wanted to mention too, because river flows change and the river itself changes a lot. And I think you'll see there's, you know, in this case, there's a log jam that we had to shove the boat over. And it's the people like Johnny that come down the river every day that know about those things. So it's always a good idea to contact Trout Water. Give these guys a call. Find out what the water conditions are like. If there's a new hazard like this log fall here, a new log jamming in the river, because it happens all the time.
It happens daily. You never know. Always got to keep your eyes open. You know, you're safer down in the lower canyon, and you're not going to see the hazards as you will, you know, in the farmlands and even on the upper river.
Exactly, and you know that's one of the reasons I always suggest to people that want to try this river or others. It's not a bad idea to spend a day on the water with a local guide. Not only learn how to navigate the stream, but also learn the tricks on how to catch the fish.
There's a couple tricks.
There sure is, and boy, Johnny, you really showed me you know them all. This has been a great day on the farmlands section of the Yakima River.